And He wants you to be a man after His own heart. And for that, Lord, we lift up our hearts to you. You tell us in the very next psalm, as you told David, to lay down our requests before you. Make our will and our want-tos a sacrifice to you as we prepare to hear your word this morning, Lord. We wait as watchmen on the wall. As a watchman waits for the enemy to come, we watch and wait with the same intensity for your word to come into our hearts this morning, Lord God. Speak to us corporately in the Great Commission. Speak to us personally in the Great Commandment, that we may love you with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, that we may fulfill it and be men after your own hearts. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Well, how are you? How was your week? A little thumbs up, thumbs to the side, or a thumbs down? Steve, I think you're at the side. Don't fake it. Joe, you got okay, good. Let the men at your table see that. All right, good. It's okay. Good weeks, bad weeks, all how we see it. God sees you all as up. But the Bible says, and as an invite, I love when Jesus does this, when He describes Himself as meek and humble of heart. He says, come to me. What? Come to me what? Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden. That means you got stuff weighing you down. Okay, and I will give you rest. You know, and we all measure our struggles on different scales. So whatever you're feeling this week, whether it may be positive, moving into a beautiful new home, or it may be negative, praying for someone to keep living. You know, whatever it may be, Jesus invites you. And Jesus comes to do what? Jesus has stayed true to His mission since He came for you and I. His mission was what? To set men free. There's a sevenfold mission that He came with. He came to set us free. Unfortunately, you and I don't stay free all the time, do we? You see, we don't act free. And the Bible says that it commands us in 1 Peter 2:16 that we have to live free.
You have it before?
It says we're to live free. And we're to pursue that all the time. And Jesus came to set us free from what? He came to set us free from Satan, from sin, and unfortunately, that's what we needed to be set free. But to live free, we seem to be set free from ourselves. Live as free people who are free, Peter tells us. Not using your freedom to cover up. Say cover up. Cover up for evil, but living as servants of God. Galatians 5:1 said it's for freedom that Christ has come to set us free. And the love of Christ and the rest of Christ is there for you. You know, and receive that. And you really need to do this. But unfortunately, to live free, you're going to have to fight. You say, why should I do this if I'm already free? Because the soul and the spirit got a deal going on inside of you, and they're both negotiating for first place all the time. And that which you feed more will determine the quality of that life that you give it to. So, you know, Jesus comes on a mission, and unfortunately, He demands that we engage ourselves. And sometimes ourselves can be a greater enemy than Satan and sin. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, turn to me next to you and say, Satan's getting gooder for you. Gooder. Yeah. Get it turned. There will be a collision. Say collision. With Jesus. Jesus offers you so much more than you can ever imagine. And He requires far more than you ever thought. Receive that. Jesus offers so much more than you can ever imagine. And He requires far more than you could ever think of. He requires. And to live free, there is a requirement. A few weeks back, we spoke about Jesus speaking to men about their words. Jesus came to raise the bar. And if you read Matthew 5 and 6, he raises the bar for your life and my life. He speaks about anger, and he compares it to murder. He speaks about the guy sitting next to you, his lust. Not you, the guy sitting next to you, his lust. And he says, oh, don't worry about doing it if you even think that you've done it. Say, yikes. Yeah, he speaks about your prayer. He speaks about trying to make yourself look good even while praying, versus being a true man after God's own heart. And then he comes to our words. And he says, listen, he says, every careless word, and I'm paraphrasing from Matthew 12, every careless word, every word you speak, you will have to give an account for. Has to give an account for. And he goes further, and he drives to the heart. And he says in Matthew 12, he says, for out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good things, and an evil man out of evil treasure brings forth evil things. Is that amazing? An evil man. Our hearts, our inner man, get this, your inner man contain evil or good. Are we okay with that? We know what Jeremiah tells us. The heart is deceitful. Left to ourselves without Christ in us, without his word, we are evil. Most people can't do it because the world teaches you that you have a lot of good in you. And you know what? David didn't believe that. David said in the Psalms, there is zero. Zippo. He didn't use the word zippo in Hebrew. But he said there is no good in you outside of what Christ does for you. Is that amazing? So Jesus here does what he does. He drives to the heart. He raises the bar. Why did Jesus raise the bar? Why did he raise the bar? Because one of the worst things these guys could have said when Jesus was doing his deal, following the Sermon on the Mount, he talked about money. He talked about generosity. Again, prayer, unforgiveness. And one of the worst sentences they heard back then is when Jesus says, you've heard it said, meaning this is what you follow, but I now say this. My question to you is, why did Jesus raise the bar to an impossible level? And it's very, very important we understand why he did this. Why was he doing it? He came to make it harder. He came to what? Amplify two facts. Number one, you are in need of a Savior. You can't do this. And talking about our words, the Bible says it is humanly impossible for us to control our tongue. Amen. But with God in Christ, we can, he tells us. And he goes on to give us his doctrine of how to do this. And Jesus, as he's doing this, as he raises the bar, as he raises the requirements, we have him driving to the heart again. This is what he revealed to us. He said, the words we speak can destroy or build another's life. Would you agree with that? Yeah. The words we speak reveal our heart. It shows our inner man. The words we speak transcend the natural to the supernatural realm. Jesus says your words will be carried into eternity. When we speak in the natural, it echoes in the supernatural realm. Do you understand that? You see, not only does it echo in the supernatural realm, it echoes in the psychological realm. It echoes in the relational realm. Your words have such power. This is not a PMA course on words. This is God himself elevating your words. Anyone in this room say something this week that landed them in the valley of stupid? Yeah. Okay, and here's the thing. The guy who just said, you know, I've been pretty good this week, let me play the role of our teacher Jesus for a second. Did anyone think of anything that may have landed them in the valley of stupid this week? Yeah. I'm telling you, even Joe Magri is raising his hand on that.
Right over.
Yeah.
Right over.
Words we speak provide covenantal power to God's word and Satan's devices. Words we speak reflect a man's shame, wounds, or his strength and homes. Words we speak reflect a man's protection of shame by projection. Words we speak will justify or condemn me before God and myself. Words you speak reveal the integrity of that heart that Jesus drives to. And I love that word, and I love how Jesus does this. Would you agree with this statement? At the heart of every problem is the problem in the heart. At the heart of every problem is the problem in the heart. Warren Wiersbe, commentator, said that. At the heart of every problem is the problem in the heart. That's what Jeremiah talks to us about. That's what Jesus is referring to, is men who have evil in their hearts. Now you say the heart. What is the heart? Are we talking about an organ? The Bible refers to the heart as the inner man. And there's a lot of different opinions and speculation on it, because that's really all we can do. It's a realm we don't get to. But we use the word heart to represent the real guy, the real man. You okay with that? Okay? The real guy and the real man. Now, let's talk about a biblical collision with self. We spoke about it a little last week, and I want to bring it up to you again. We have Jesus teaching, as he does, on the Holy Spirit. We have Jesus doing what he does best. And to me, it's just comical when I'm reading Scripture. And God himself in the flesh, Jesus Christ, is teaching on the highest levels of spirituality available. And there's always someone. It's John's mother, it's Peter. Hey, do you remember when Peter was walking with Jesus? And Jesus puts his arm around Peter, just him. And he looks at Peter, and he gives him the greatest human promotion in the history of the world, outside of himself. Right? Now, Peter's already come back from the valley of stupid. He's already believed that Jesus is the Messiah. He's talking to God on the flesh. You're laughing already, Phil, because, you know, when I look at Peter, I think he looks like you. You know, I just, you know. And Peter, as Jesus is talking, I can see him going like this and pulling Jesus' arm off and turning around and seeing John following him like this with a pen. Okay, because John had to write his book called John, you know, the Gospel of John. And I could see Peter going, I understand I'm going to do that for you, but what about him? Do you get this? Now, the Bible's not even close of Peter doing this with a loving heart and saying, listen, I love this guy so much. We've been through so much together. I want to make sure that he has as much authority as I do. No, that's not it. Matter of fact, if you read John's Gospel, he tells on Peter more than in any other Gospels. It's like they got something going on here. It's like Carlos and Sonny. You know, it's like, I mean, if you look at that, you know what I'm saying? It's like Sonny shutting the lights for videos and Carlos hosting. It's like, they just, you know, there's something there that's way down in their heart. Should I move on? Okay. Peter's heart, after everything he's doing, after who he's walked to, is still worried about the other guy. Right? TJ, stay in someone else's lane. No, get out of their lane and get your own. You just got promoted. Well, listen to this. This guy calls out and talk about a collision. And Jesus is judge of the world. He speaks about it through all Scripture. He's been given authority to judge the world. Yet, we call him Benji because he comes from a Jewish background like I do. And Benji yells out And he says, okay, I hear about the Holy Spirit and all this stuff. He goes, but teacher, he calls Jesus teacher. And there's a little deal here, because Jesus steps out of the office of prophet and into the office of teacher here. Very interesting. And I'm reading from Luke 12, 13 and 15. He says, teacher, please tell my brother to divide our father's estate with me. This is after he's speaking about deep spiritual truths. See, this guy wants what's fair. And Jesus replies, he says, friend, who made me judge over you to decide such things as that? Say such things. Then he says this, and he comes into teacher. He comes into teacher who was just called. And he says, beware, God, look out, be on guard against every type of greed. What does the Bible define greed as? In Colossians, idolatry. Putting something above God. Pinhead, I've just spoken to you about the Holy Spirit, and you're worried, you're more worried about your lack. And you know what? We all step into this. I was there this week. That's why this truth is so vital to you and I. But listen to what he says here. Beware God against every type of greed. Life is not measured by how much you own. Jesus is setting standards again. Because the Hebrew people back then believed if you were blessed with wealth, you were blessed by God. And if you were poor, you weren't. This was a thought process. So this man looks at Jesus, he sees spirituality defined as wealth. And we know that's not true. We know that, as a matter of fact, wealth is more of a deterrent, the Bible says, than it is a help in things of God. So here we need, and he shows him his need for a Savior and to be delivered from sin and Satan, but more important, to be delivered from his self. How much would you agree with this statement? What a man believes about his problems, and we're talking about the man who just read out, what a man believes about his problems is in proportion to his unbelief in God's promises. See, if we stick with one word, unbelief, when it comes to our hearts, it solves so much in our lives. Because as men, as soldiers, as fighters, every time I have an issue, every single time I am frustrated with somebody, every single time I feel rejected, every single time I have fear of failure, am I not truly saying that Jesus Christ is not enough for my life? Am I truly saying, when I get frustrated or angry, am I truly saying that that is not a truth? Am I or am I not saying that? When we think that, it immediately is an arrow to God. When I have a fight with my wife, not that I fight with my wife, but you guys fight with your wife. When I have a fight with my wife, and I'm angry and I'm frustrated, and because my rattle is being picked up, my entitlement bug is flying, and I don't feel that my needs are being met. Well, if I just go to unbelief, where would that take me? It would correct me every single time, would it not? Every single time it'll help me. So, if we do that, we can say this: the greatest test of a man's integrity is when it collides with a man's idols. Because the heart always has a measuring stick. And Jesus called this measuring stick integrity. He called it integrity. The words reveal the heart, and the heart reveals integrity. Say integrity with me. Integrity. Yeah. And we have said here in the past that integrity is what exists in the space between the man's word and his action. If we define integrity how the world defines it, how the Bible defines it, why it's so important, Jesus' integrity himself, the lack of integrity, and the antidote for integrity, I believe the Bible tells it up and sums it up for us in 10 minutes. I'm going to attempt to do that. The word integrity, as the world defines it, is based upon morality. It's based upon moralism within the local church, many times, that we run away from, called legalism. The word integrity has really little to do that in biblical terms. You see, it comes from the English integrity, but from the Latin integratus, integrate. And it means integration, the interlocking of parts. It unifies and becomes a sum total of parts. And what the Bible says is that integrity is a measurement of your inner man. Brother Sonny, if you could help, this would be great. But integrity is a measurement of your inner man. All right. Now, biblical integrity is the well-ordered man. Biblical integrity is the well-ordered man. It's made up of these parts. What a man believes, what a man speaks, and what a man does. Would you agree with that? Three parts integrated into one that becomes the inner man's measure called integrity. David was a man after God's own heart. Biblical integrity is a mark. In the 15th Psalm, David says this: this is what the man looks like who could go into God's presence. The man God uses, the man after God's own heart, is a man of integrity of heart. Meaning the inner man, his parts are connected. His emotions, his mind, his will, his spirit, his soul, his body, all the parts. This is so vital, gentlemen, you would not understand until you live it and you understand what it's like to be out of alignment. And we could see this. Biblical integrity, the well-ordered man. Number one, moral integrity. It's a measurement of a man's standards and biblical values. Number two, financial integrity. It's a measure of a man's priorities, his generosity, and how, if he's out of order, if money hasn't. And what do we put a measurement on that? We put tithing on that. If a man increases, what he increases in his life, God says, give me 10%. To do what? Does God need the money? No, he needs your heart. He uses this to drive to your heart. God doesn't want your money. He doesn't need your money. He wants your heart because he loves you. And the only way you'll be treasured is through your money. Sexual integrity. It's a man's expression of his sexuality within the confines of marriage. Relational integrity. The measure of a man's love for another. Let me give you an example of a man who's out of relational integrity. Bible says, if someone says, I love God, but hates a fellow believer, that person is a liar. For if we don't love people, we cannot see with our eyes. How can we love God who we cannot see? Are you getting this? Are you getting this? So I'm going to show that to you on the slide here. I'm sorry, guys, is doing this. Again, if someone says, I love God, but hates a fellow believer, that person is a liar. For if we don't love people we can't see, how can we love God whom we cannot see? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Now, would you say that that person is speaking with his mouth that he loves God, but with his emotions he hates a fellow believer, which makes him a liar, and every time a man lies, it takes a chip, it creates a tear in his inner man, in his heart, in his soul. it creates a tear. And the more a man lies, the more mental scar tissue he has. And scar tissue makes you inflexible. What it's called is a seared conscience. So this is a picture of a man who is out of moral, verbal, spiritual, and relational integrity. Now, you could take this same thing here. And if we go to spiritual integrity only, spiritual integrity is a measure of a man's submission, his flesh, to his spirit. You see, spiritual integrity is a measure of a man's want to being in submission to God's want to. He doesn't throw away his will. He just, what? Reprioritizes it after God's will. He prioritizes God's will. See, when he wants something more than what God says he wants, his integrity is now broken. Because he will follow that in his mind. Does this make sense? The spiritual integrity. God honors spiritual integrity. When he brought Solomon on, okay, as the next king, God said to Solomon, he says, if you serve me like your father David did with integrity of heart, integrity of the inner man, I will bless you. And he will bless you too, man, if you work towards this. This is why it is so vital. See, you can't be a man after God's own heart without being a man of integrity. A man of integrity in the pulse. I'm not talking about a good guy here. I'm talking about a good heart. And I'm not talking about a good heart. I'm talking about a great integrity. Because it connects. And now we move to the easiest integrity that we can fix, verbal integrity. Verbal integrity is vital in our lives, and it controls just about everything in our soul. Let me show you a real quick example here. I'm sorry to do this to you, but let us make believe this is the inner man. And would you agree with me that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit? Yes. Would you agree with me that God, biblically, God says he lives inside of you? The words in Christ is decorated all throughout the New Testament. The presence of God lives inside of you. So you're a man who the Holy Spirit of God himself dwells. If you say, well, how does that work? Sounds mystical. It is. But to just give you a quick, make believe we're talking about air. You breathe in air, you cannot survive without air. Some people say maybe make believe it's water. Whatever makes you connect with that truth. Then God has given us and blown into us a spirit of man. Man has his own spirit, Scripture tells us. And the man's spirit inside every single one of us is what communicates with God himself in the form of the Holy Spirit. People say, why don't I hear from God? Because you hear from God when you submit your soul to your spirit. See, when the Bible speaks in Romans 8:5, it says what? Set your mind on things of the spirit, not things of the flesh. This is what it's talking about. Your flesh, for teaching purposes today, is going to be called the soul. It's going to be the mind, the will, and the emotion. Are we okay there? And there is integrity. There is integrity of the mind, will, and emotion of the soul. We know when we're out of alignment, when our words don't match up with what we believe in our minds and reason in our minds, what we want to do in our will, and when our emotions dictate the opposite. We're a mess, are we not? Yeah, what we say does not even come close to peace in our soul. And that is a wonderful thing, because we know that a man's peace shrinks or expands in proportion to his integrity. We know that. It goes the opposite. Integrity is compromised when my will is glorified. Integrity, sorry guys, integrity is compromised. Let's sit here. Integrity is compromised when my passion is to be recognized. Integrity is compromised when my worth is downsized, meaning when I feel rejected, when I don't feel a value, I'm willing to compromise. My integrity is compromised when my needs are idolized. These are so easy for me to put to notes because I'm writing about myself. I don't have to think of Carlos Casanova sitting here or even Mike Rohde. All I got to do is think about myself. It flows. It's so easy because God opens my eyes to the compromise in my soul, the weakness in my soul. And I actually love it because when I see it, I glorify and I cry out, who am I that you would think of me all day long when I'm always compromising my integrity, Lord, without you? And then he tells me who I am in him. And I start getting happy again. And I start understanding. You know, he says here, now may the God of peace himself sanctify you completely. Say completely. Yeah. And may your whole, say whole, spirit and soul and body be kept blameless. The word blameless, gentlemen, is without blame. Thank you for that. The word blameless is another word for integrity in the New Testament. Yeah, it's another word for integrity. And it's, here it says this in 1 Corinthians 5:23. So it's the body, it's the soul, and the spirit, all of integrity. You see, now the greatest picture that we have of integrity was our Lord. Glory is what distinguished him as God. Integrity is what distinguished Jesus as man. He was the perfect man, and we spoke a little bit about this last week. Every word that Jesus spoke, every word, his motive was love. Every word fulfilled his very purpose, like it tells us in Isaiah 55:11. It tells us that his word goes out and accomplishes his very purpose in which it was sent forth. His goal is to bless. His goal is to love. His words were perfect truth. He never spoke a lie. He never sinned. Just like the guy next to you. And he was effective because everything was to change, to fulfill the very purpose that you were created, to be conformed to his image. Meaning your life here on earth, every single day, is to be more like Jesus. Did you become more like Christ this past week? It's impossible when your integrity is not aligned. This is a well-ordered man. See, men cannot live half-truths. Whole men just can't live half-truths. The Bible says that God looks to and fro the earth, looking for men whose hearts are wholly devoted to him. Wholly devoted does not mean perfect. Blameless does not mean perfect. A passion to know him. Some of you have such a passion to know him. Some of you here, your passion to know him is only when things don't go your way. He's not looking for that guy, although that guy could become the guy. That's an immature man who runs after God and is passionate only when things go his way. I love you guys that are here consistently because you're here because you want discipleship, you want to disciple and bring it back to your guys. You want that. You're here to grow for yourself. And then there are others, and they're welcome too, who come only when it hurts. Only when it hurts. Pastor Gary sitting over here, he used to be a frequent flyer here. Okay, and I'm just bringing that up, national TV if I can. But we come now for the healing portion of this. we come and we say, well, how does a man identify when his integrity is lacking? When something in his soul is not lined up? You see, because the Holy Spirit speaks to his man's spirit. And for his soul to receive and to be dominated by the Spirit, to be dominated by the Spirit, it has to submit. So if his mind reasons and has values in his soul that says and has a ring to it like this, my value and my significance is what man thinks of me. He is no longer a man of integrity because he becomes a man who is now, what we said before, becomes a man who's out of order. His integrity is broken because it's a lie. It's not true. So, and I'm picking on this. We could pick many enemies of integrity, but I'm picking on this one because I don't think there's a man in the room who hasn't suffered from this. Because why? Because approval of man and favor of man is a blessing of God. It's not a negative. And too many people, they ruin that. They go from one extreme to the other. They become arrogant. And they don't understand that favor with man is a blessing. But when you take a good thing, and you make it a God thing, it becomes a bad thing. Every blessing that we take, if we make an idol, remember, and I want to go back to this. This is important here, how we measure our integrity. The greatest test of a man's integrity is when it collides with man's idols. It could be your wife, your approval of God. It could be your children. I know some men who've dedicated decades of their life just to gain their children's approval. Now, that's a good thing. You want your children to love you. But when it's put above a God, you see, that becomes a pathological need. You understand? So you'll operate, you'll do everything, you'll cheat, you're a lie for your children when they're your gods. You'll cheat and lie. See, and I hope I have it here. And this is very, very, very important. Here it is here. A man who lusts after approval will lie to be liked. We will do whatever it takes to defend our God. And if our God is our family, we'll do whatever it takes. This is where integrity is broken because your mind, your will, and your emotion. Am I making sense here? I feel a little alone here. Am I doing okay? Give me a little feedback here. Okay. All right. Okay. Someone say amen. I'll do a little preaching. Come on. Okay. I'll do that. I'll wake you up. Get a little wake you. All right. Okay. You see? A man who, is that what you said, Joe? Ouch to that? Okay, a man who lusts after approval will lie to be liked, and a man's integrity is broken. A man's integrity is broken.
Amen.
This is why Jesus drove to the heart. Jesus knew a man will lie up to the level that allows him to retain his self-image as a reasonably honest man. And what we're really saying, a man will lie up to the level his integrity permits. You see, if he has healthy integrity, connected integrity, his mind, his reasoning, his want to, and his emotions will fall in line with God's truth and values. This is a man after God's own heart. This is who God uses. This is our part when Jesus speaks about, I've come to set you free from sin and Satan, but to live free you need to be set free from yourself. And the way we get set free from ourselves is our mission needs to expose our lack of integrity in our lives. And if we go to the approval one, it's the easiest one that reveals everything. Because your associations can be your greatest enemy for your integrity. Who you hang out with, the cursing with, so people, well, he doesn't curse, he's a Christian. All cursing is is just your significance dressed up in a tuxedo. You're just trying to make yourself look more interesting. Everybody does that. You're trying to add a little drama to your words. We do it from the pulpit here without the cursing. But right, Pastor Gary, do you ever add drama?
Sure.
Sure you do, but you don't curse. You see, there's a saying out that I heard one time that if you need a curse to make yourself more interesting and dramatic, you're probably not that interested. Turn the guy next to you and say, that's a good one for you. And in your associations, I want to state something else in your associations. Man pleasers tend to live up to others' expectations by living down to their standards. Yeah. The people we seek approval from will dictate the values, the reasoning, the will, and emotions of your heart. Wherever you go, you hang out with a bunch of godly guys that have Christ as God, your life will be different. Doesn't matter what you do for a living. You hang out with people that all they want to do is measure by how much they have. I give you my word, you will go over there. Okay? I don't give you more. God gives you His word. You will be just like your companions. So we live down to other standards. It says over there in my little door there, people, opinions, values, and standards. That's a nasty looking slide. Yeah, I love that one. All right, but... And then what happens, and here's the hardening of the spiritual eyes. Here's where it comes. What we do is we don't recognize, we don't allow God to show us the idols in our lives as we measure. Remember, He went from our words, follow me here, to your heart, follow me here, to the measurement of your heart in integrity. It's the measuring stick of your heart. Why? To reveal your idols, so you may reprioritize your life. I'm going to tell you how to do that in a second. And he gives us the antidote to this. But remember, He drives to the integrity. He drives to the integrity of man to heal man. You need to be healed of the lack of truth in your life. You need to be healed of idolatry in your life. Yes, it's a healing because it's a depraved mind. It's a mind that is out of order. It's a want-to out of order. I want that girl. I got to have that girl. You reason why you got to have her. You look and, well, this is what I have to express sexually to relieve my stress. This is rules made up in your own mind because the world told you it's okay to do. And God says, no, happiness is found. Well, here's the hardening of everything I just spoke about. We refuse to open up our eyes. We start using our words to protect our self-image and project a false self-image so we really, truly reflect our self-image. Meaning, who we really think we are is what we protect. A lot of shame there, and what we project. Who I want you to think I am is how I project myself. And what that does, it doesn't allow humility or transparency in. That opens up the heart. It doesn't do that. And we start hardening ourselves. You say, wow, we're in a lot of trouble here. Turn to the guy next to you and go, yikes. Yeah. Turn to the other guy and say, this kind of sounds a lot like you, too. Brendan Manning said the need for approval and hunger, for human respect diminishes in proportion to our integrity. So what he's saying here is the higher your integrity, the lower your need, the lower the position human approval has in your life. Who here now, if you could take a pill and sign up for that? Because you're always looking to please somebody. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. And one of the most difficult people in the world to please is yourself. And you're not your king. This is designed, your integrity is designed to take you off your own throne. You can't have two kings on a throne. It's impossible. And he doesn't say you can't love, you can't do all you're doing. He says that you can't be your own king. Because there's only room for one king. Only room for one king. Sit on that and understand that. Well, you say, well, what is the answer? What is the answer to what we're speaking about here? And you yell out, well, Jesus is the answer. I can only tell you personally what the answer has been for me. I read it from John Piper, who I respect, wonderful author and theologian. When you've tasted the beauty of God and the approval of God in Christ, when you've tasted it, the addiction to human approval is broken. You are free. Jesus came to break us free. His mission, again, was to set us free. He accomplished that on the cross. He disarmed Satan on the cross. He took his teeth out on the cross. You and I have a tendency to rearm Satan with our agreements and our idol worship of things that we put above God. And it comes from the misalignment of our soul. When we allow Christ to be God in our lives, because the Bible tells you and I, as Paul sitting in a jail cell, he wrote this. He said, all my needs are met through his riches and glory in Christ Jesus. I've heard people take that riches and glory and turn it into money. I don't know how they do that and sleep at night. Okay? But his riches and glory. Think about what it's being said. The very wealth, the very measuring stick of what you were created for in your life, the very wealth of the universe is there to meet your needs. He's your shepherd that walks through the valley with you. He's the one who allowed you to go in, and he's the one who waits when you come out. He's the one who brushes your brow when you go to sleep at night and lovingly looks over you like you're the only person in the world. And he's the one who's exciting and waiting for you like a little puppy when you wake up in the morning. That's the God. I can't wrap my mind around that sort of love. The closest thing we have is if you've ever had a child and you stared at that child the first few weeks that it was born. That's how it looks at us. When we're in the valley of stupid, that's how it looks at us. As well as when we're listening to him to become men after God's own heart. But when you taste and see the passion in which he loves you, and the key is the acceptance of God. You no longer have to perform. You don't have to do mental gymnastics, emotional gymnastics, spiritual gymnastics. If you don't read your Bible for a week, you're okay. The only judge and jury is you on that. If you come here every week and then miss 2 weeks, no one judges you. Brother Dennis goes, well, I don't know about that. The value of the word is in proportion to the integrity of the one who speaks it. And God, who speaks his word, has perfect integrity. And that is what your integrity and my integrity are all about. In that love, in that acceptance, in the approval of God. In Jesus' name.